Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Boy and Girl Thing. I'm Kit Smith, and I'm the author of the book, Let's Meet Our Match, Your Complete Guide to Success in the World of Internet Dating. And with me tonight, of course, and every night, is...
CC Schatz.
And she is the doyenne.
Doyenne of divorce, dating, and relationships. I'm sorry, we're on a new platform, and it's all new experiences for me. And, it's just great being here. I've learned over the years that it just really doesn't matter what happens. It's just how you hang in there and how you just keep on moving forward. And so you're going to have a bit of that tonight because we have a great guest with us. We're just trying to figure out how to program her in so that she can join us. So I'm going to try to handle that, and I'm going to let Kit talk to you a little bit. But it is a delight to have you here on the Boy and Girl Thing.
Absolutely. And, we look forward to this every week. Our mission, our goal, what we're trying to do is, more than anything else, help people. Dating can be a very traumatic experience where sometimes you can feel like you're not having a lot of fun. And
yeah,
so
okay, keep talking. We're trying to do one thing.
Bear with me here. I'm making this up as I go along because we're trying to get Joanne.
But see, I'm multitasking. That's the difference between men and women. He's supposed to just talk to you while I'm doing all the other stuff.
Yeah. She can stand in front of the mirror and talk to herself, for hours on end. And I'm like, what can I say or do right now to keep your interest? And Joanne, if you're out there, come on, jump on in with us.
Okay, so we have a lobby, and that I think that when you're on the WGSN-DB Going Solo Facebook page, you can join us in the lobby. So I think you just have to somehow click on in to be able to do that. And I know that Joanne is trying desperately to do that, but she's not able to actually do that. So if Joanne, if you're listening to us, hopefully you can hear us. We hope that you will just click on in, and then we can bring you forward in as a guest. So anyhow, tonight we're going to talk about dating, as we usually do. We usually talk about dating. And, dating can be a bit of a roller coaster ride. And
A bit.
And the reason being is because it's just so personal, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And a lot of our focus, Cece and I, is, baby boomer dating. We had a lady on last week she was just tremendous. And the differences between being in the baby boomer generation and the 20s and 30s, it's a pretty stark contrast. It's a lot different. Chances are that if you're a baby boomer, you've come out of a long-term relationship, either by divorce or even more sad, a death. And it certainly can present a lot of different issues or problems. And, and what we're here to do is, we're bringing people in that can try to give you some guidance and to let you know that you're not alone. And that's one of the things that people say more than anything else. I feel so alone. Who can help me? Who can I turn to for some advice, some counseling, and that's what we're here to do. And those are the type of people we're bringing to you each and every week.
If we can get them on.
If we can get them on, and to hopefully make this a little bit smoother process. I'm of the belief that meeting people should be fun. It should be enjoyable, and you should look forward to whoever is the next person that you're going to meet. It should be, oh boy, I'm going to meet somebody else. Yeah, it doesn't always work out that way. I get that. I understand. But again, that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you get through all of that.
Absolutely. The thing is, it is so difficult at times, to be able to figure out what to do, what not to do, how quickly to go, what we should not do. And it's just, I just think that sometimes we put a lot into it then when we should just let it go a little bit, and let I tend to, because I do so much. I'm an organized person. I plan, but I'm not really a planner, and that's what's bad.
No, you're not.
I know, and but I do that somewhat, and so because I am organized, I think that there is a process that we have to go through. But sometimes we just don't. The process is not like ABC or 1, 2, 3.
No, it certainly isn't, especially when you're dealing with the human element. In a lot of ways, you can, I like to approach things from a common sense and a logical point of view. But when you're dealing with human beings, there are times when you can just take all of that and just flush it down the toilet.
Yeah. I'm going to call her and see. I know she's on Facebook and she's trying to come in to us, but we can't seem to make it happen. So we are sorry about that. But
and Joanne, if nothing else, send us one of your YouTube videos of when you were a professional singer. We can have a little background music here while Cece and I try to tread water.
I don't know. I'm getting a commercial on her phone number that I have. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Right? You know what? I have been struggling with technology. And anybody out there, I'd like for you to tell me, are we like in Mercury or something? There's like some sort of retro thing happening. Why I'm just constantly like my cell phone is acting up. Kids acting up. What's up? What's up with this? So we want to try to figure this out.
Is it that time of the month?
For you? I don't know.
Men don't have that time of the month.
Oh, yes, men have that time of the month.
No, they don't.
Oh, yes, you do. Trouble is, it's like 365 days out of the year.
And you can't live without us, okay?
I think men are very emotional, too. What do you think?
Of course they are. They just have a different way of presenting that emotion.
Yeah.
Women tend to allow it to come to the surface.
Yeah.
More so than men do. Mm-hmm. I can, being serious for a moment, I can recall when I was having difficulties in my own marriage, and there was the feeling or the perception that the end was coming. I became extremely emotional, very emotional, but I kept it to myself and kept it quiet and private.
But you know why? I just don't understand why men feel that they have to. Well, I think I do kind of get it. Why they feel they have to keep that in. And for generations, you guys have done that. But I also think it's because you're our protectors, and
we're supposed to be the rock,
right?
Right. And it's how we've been raised. Certainly in my house, growing up the way I did with the parents that I had, my father was the ultimate macho man, the alpha male, and so that expressing the emotions, it just you learn that to be a guy has to suppress that.
Right.
A guy has to not let that show publicly. And I'd like to think I did a very good job of it, but it doesn't mean I didn't feel it any less than a woman felt it. Mm-hmm. I was heartbroken. I was absolutely heartbroken.
But here's the thing: is I think your partners, males out there, as coming from a woman, even though we want you to be our protector and we do want you to be strong, and we know that you are, but what to us. Sometimes if you can just be you, we want you to be open up to us and be able to share with us your most personal, things, your fears and things like that. We want that total connection with someone.
I don't have any. Me personally, I don't have any problem.
Are you sure?
Communicating those things. If you and I were in a healthy, monogamous, comfortable, happy relationship, okay, we did, right? If there was something I wanted to talk to you about, I'd say, come on, grab a glass of wine. Let's
get drunk.
No, let's get drunk. Let's just be comfortable. Yeah. Let's go sit out back in the breeze. There's some things I'd like to talk with you about. And those interactions, I myself don't have any problem with that at all. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, I want to know what you're thinking. You are like that. Because, I know sometimes after the show, we're drinking a little bit of wine and we do share a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
I wanted to also mention, because this came to mind today about, I was thinking about somebody, and I was thinking about how, when I'm dating online and I'm meeting someone, and maybe it's just a woman thing, I don't know, but maybe you can answer that. But I kind of want the guy to move towards me.
Sure.
And I try to very hard to kind of hang back and allow them to do that, because I think it's very important that we should allow men to be men. And I was hoping that we could get Joanne on here, because I think that she would be able to share with us her magnetic dating plan that she has. And I think that's kind of like what I was thinking, was that, I just want to know the guy's in all the way. I want to know that he's in enough to be able to step forward and to me. And so what is that line that we have, that fine line?
I think as the years in my lifetime, okay,
which is very long.
Yeah. In my lifetime, the lines have become blurred. Oh. Okay. Because
you're being serious.
When as a child in the 50s, moving into the 60s and the 70s, we have watched the changes in the roles of men and women. Women became a much more powerful force in the workforce. Women became involved in. They were no longer just simply homemakers.
Right.
That's kind of like an antique term for what women are. They're no longer just homemakers. Mm-hmm. So the lines have become blurred a little bit, and then maybe even today, I'll say without hesitation, today you can have many households where the woman is the primary breadwinner. She's making more than the guy. Mm-hmm. So roles have changed.
But they've evolved. Have they really changed in the relationship itself? I realize that in your role in work, but when you get home and you kick off your shoes and you get that glass of wine and you snuggle in and you're starting to talk or whatever, I don't think women are, maybe they are. I just don't happen to be one of them, I guess, but I just don't think that we are. There is a softness about it.
It is not easy to define where one role ends and another one starts. Okay, the idea again of the woman being the woman and our preconceived notions and ideas of how the woman should act, react, and interact and behave in a relationship. That's been evolving my whole life. Mm-hmm. And now, as a child growing up in the 50s, the man was dominant.
Right.
Okay. It was alpha male. Okay. But now we live in an age 50 years later where if there's not equality, alpha male, but if there's not equality, then how many times do we see that the relationship doesn't work where it would have worked 50 years ago? The woman was willing to be subservient. And
good Lord, okay.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
I don't know about that. My mom was very independent woman, and she did not serve my father. But she had a way of allowing their relationship to blossom. And for him, she always said, I give him enough room in which to chase me. And I think that's when I look at my parents' relationship, that's what I saw. I saw my mother being a strong woman. She made decisions. I mean, if she had to make them, she made them. But she was also a softness about her that allowed my father to be able to always want to please her. Because I think that's what love is, isn't it?
What decisions was your mother allowed to make?
Oh, she can make anything she wanted. I mean, my mom
buying 1 gallon of milk instead of 2 half gallons.
No, my mother helped my father run a business.
Okay, well,
she was very smart.
Okay.
She was.
I have no. Because look at her daughter.
Yeah, absolutely. She was very talented. I mean, she could hear music and sit down and play it on the piano. She could sing like Patsy Cline. I mean, she was one awesome woman. And maybe she's a rarity. I don't know, but I do remember that my father, I mean, he always wanted to please her. That was it was almost like I mean, he had his own life. I mean, don't get me wrong. He liked fast cars, sports cars, motorcycles. He did all the guy stuff.
Oh, my kind of guy.
Yeah, he was very much like that. But was
he a sports guy too?
A sports, you know what? He likes NASCAR, but he never was into football. But he would bring a sports car home and say, okay, my mom would go, how are we going to pay for this, you know? But they would make it work because she equally loved him. So I don't know if our relationships have really changed that much. I mean, I would hope to think that in our dating world, in hoping to choose a partner for ourselves, we're going to choose someone that's going to love us and want us to be happy.
We live in what's called the information age.
Technology. Oh yeah.
Right or wrong.
I mean, my son, I cannot wait to have him come and do shows with us. But I mean, he's like blogging all the time now. He's so cute.
Okay. And my point is that we have people like, unfortunately, Joanne. It doesn't look like Joanne's going to join us.
Yeah,
tonight.
And I'm sorry.
I'm really sad about that.
We'll try to get it. What we're going to do is Kit and I, we will do what we did the other night. We'll do a test on this. We thought it seem simple enough that we would be able to make it happen. So sorry.
With this age of technology, the information age, everyone is inundated on a daily basis. You can find out anything about anything at any time.
Right.
And women from going back to the 60s, evolving into the 70s, 80s, 90s, and going forward, have begun to, I don't know, for lack of a better term, started to stand up for themselves a little more. Yeah. And have become not necessarily dominant, but at the very least, this is the alpha male age today is done. It's over. Yeah. There's no alpha males anymore.
So remember that. Guys.
Yes.
No
yeah. And I'm here to tell you.
I think it's not a bad thing.
I mean, more so than anything else, today we live in an age of equality.
Yes.
Each partner has an equal share in the quality of the relationship, the success of the relationship, and the happiness of the relationship.
Okay, so how do we bring this back to dating? When we are equal partners or equal people, individuals out there dating, how do we still keep our individually, how do we keep ourselves, from not losing ourselves and being true to what it is that we're looking for, but still be open enough to allow another person come in. See, I think that, everybody says, oh, I'm not going to change, but we do change. Yes. And we do evolve. And when we meet someone that we really care about, what happens is we start thinking about their needs and what they want, and we do change. And if we don't change, if we're not able to embrace the other person, then that's where I think we come into a bump in the road on the relationship blending.
I don't believe in a hard set of rules.
Oh yes, you do. He's got rules.
I'm so rigid.
I'm
so rigid. Okay.
He's an author. And he's got like 1, 2, 3, 4 in the book.
There it is.
That's right. Let's meet our match.
That's all the answers you need right here in this book.
I'm always teasing him, so I hope you guys out there know that.
Oh, we love each other.
There's
no question about it.
We just always have a good time.
This is the highlight of my week.
Oh.
Coming here to this, and spending time with Cece and
snuggling on the sofa until I go like this.
Until she pounds my knee.
Oh yeah, you guys don't see that, but whenever I want to get his attention or have him move on or something,
or shut me up,
I hit his knee all the time. He goes away with a big black and blue mark on his knee. So anyhow, so what are we talking about? No,
the thing is that just as everything has evolved, men should have evolved into this era, and women have been evolving since the 1960s.
Well, let's face it, women have always been able to adapt to change, adapt to other things. We multitask, we take care of the kids, we work, we clean the house, we do all this stuff. And so we are able to do that, which I don't know why a woman is not president. I mean, I get maybe some people don't like Hillary, but doggone it.
Oh gosh, we're not going to go into that, are we?
No, we're not talking politics. But I do think a woman would be fantastic in that role. I really do feel that way. Look at Margaret Thatcher. I mean, my gosh, she was an awesome woman.
I don't have any opposition to that whatsoever.
But
it's just got to be the right woman, though.
Yeah.
And I can't necessarily say that I have seen or met that person yet.
Right.
Okay.
Wait. Were we talking about like being president, or are we talking about
being president?
Oh no, you haven't been. No, I don't want to talk about politics. I really didn't mean to go there. I meant was that I just feel that that women should be equal.
Absolutely, and I don't disagree.
And us women need to think of men as being equal. So I mean, I think it really doesn't two-way street.
I mean, you can take something simple like a decision. Mm-hmm. That in the 1950s, going into the 60s, whatever, the man says, "Okay, we're selling this house, and we're going to move. We need someplace bigger, and we got to fit all the kids in. We can afford it, blah blah blah," and it's done. And the woman says, "Okay, go pick out the house. Where are we going to live?" Mm-hmm. And nowadays it becomes it has.
We're not moving.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, time out, Philadelphia.
We need a bigger house.
Well, it's like, well, wait a minute. This is a choice or a decision that we both will make. Mm-hmm. Okay, that didn't happen.
Well, I think that we look at relationships
and
now,
and the man the husband and the man has to respect that. Okay, has to honor. Yes, honey. It's your house too, so therefore,
that's compromise.
Exactly. Your input is as valuable as mine. Mm-hmm. Let's go buy a house together, okay? And
you have your wallet on you?
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that, and I think that we, as individuals, as out there partner shopping, so to speak, we're out there looking for someone. We're looking for so many different elements with regards to the individual that we're looking for. It's not just, when we're online dating, we really have to look at the depth. And I'll tell you a funny story is that this week I was, I am online and, no ring on the finger or anything like that. Yeah.
As am I. So look me up and find me.
This guy, and you can look me up. And this guy, he approached me and but when I read his profile, all he wanted was a good time. That's all he said in his profile, that he wanted a good time. And I'm thinking, well, although I'm all about the good time, good time girl, but I'm not, I want a partnership. I'm looking for someone that, I'm just going to be able to have a great time. I'm not looking for marriage or anything like that. I'm not into heavy duty into it, but I am looking for someone that, is going to be more than a one night stand. You know, I'm looking for someone that's of value to me, of depth.
Yeah.
And so I said to him, which is very rude of me. I not usually like that, but I
That's okay.
said,
You're used to that.
I know, sorry, but I said to him, I'm really looking for someone with more depth. And he came back and he got so upset with me. He told me that he does broadcasting and he's won Emmys in his broadcasting and he's done all this kind of stuff and that he has depth. And then I realized that I wasn't meaning depth within himself. I was meaning depth within the relationship. I want someone that has more depth in a relationship, someone that is willing to say, hey, you know, you're a great gal and let's see where this goes, you know. And you know, after of course a few dates, you know, I'm not saying to do it immediately, but I am looking for someone that is willing to do that. But his profile did not indicate that to me. It really indicated that he was just totally looking for someone.
Well, that's another show for another time.
Yeah, and so
how we're gonna do your online dating profile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we did do a show on it.
Yeah, we're going to do a better one. We're going to do a better one later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I think the show we did do was actually very good. Was a very good show. But when I went back and I read his profile again, I thought to myself, you know, I think this guy is a very good quality man, and that it's a shame because the shingle he's hanging out is going to get him non-quality women or women that, you know, is probably going to eventually make him unhappy. I mean, sure, he might have the, you know, instant gratification, but he's not going to get
the one thing about online dating, more so than anything else.
Tell us.
We can write all of these wonderful descriptions of ourselves, describe ourselves, and then describe the partner that we hope to find, all these vivid details, okay? And again, this is with online dating. It's going to come down to that immediate reaction.
Oh my gosh, don't say chemistry. Every show this man brings up chemistry.
Every week.
Okay.
I'm going to fit it in every week.
See
when
if
you
we
talk
can,
about online dating, I'm going to fit it in every week.
Let's do a bet that you can go make you go through one show without talking about chemistry.
And I'll send over a substitute host for you because I'm out. Okay.
Well, okay. Although chemistry is important because as we're going through the online dating, that's the first thing we do is see whether
you get one chance to make a first impression.
Yeah, so your pictures really do need to be very, very important. And go spend money and go to a photographer.
And what's this?
And have a nice one made.
What's this latest trend?
Which I haven't. Mine is in my car.
This latest trend that I see.
Uh-oh.
Okay, maybe going back, I don't know, first of the year, maybe a little bit further back than that. Instead of someone putting a picture of themselves, they're copying, pasting slogans, sayings.
Well,
you know, I mean,
think...
what is that? What is the purpose of that? I mean, we can get to the slogans, the sayings, and the cute little, you know.
Sunsets. That's what I love is when you get somebody and they got all half a dozen sunsets, and I love sunsets.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, wow, that's
next. You're clicking right through those pictures.
I got this fish and I got that fish, and it's pretty big fish, but you know, we're looking at the other fish. We're looking at massaging hands. All that stuff. But that's for a whole nother show. We need to get Kat Smith in here and talk about that. Talk about, you know, sexuality and all of that. But, you know, I really do feel that we need to really think about what it is that we're looking for, you know, as we're dating. And also kind of, and for me, I need to lighten up a little bit because I know that in order to have a really good relationship, I have to be able to allow myself to move forward, you know, move through the dating, you know, arena,
and
the
just
dating
simply
process.
Not have a chiseled in stone concept of the type of person you hope to find. the one thing about human beings is there's variables.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're looking for more than anything else is the person meeting the most.
Well, what are you looking for? And you're hopping up and down.
Well, it's just in the idea that.
So what are you looking for? I'm looking for someone that's just awesome to me. That's what I'm looking for. And there are also a lot of different qualities I'm looking for.
My point is that, and that's all well and good. And that's what you should do as an ambition to find another person. But you have to have some flexibility in the sense that you might love the color green, for example. The guy responds to every other one of your criteria of what you're looking for, but you love the color green and he loves red. Yeah. So what are you going to do?
Right.
Well, I don't think we're a good match.
All right, let's just talk briefly. I know we're probably going to have to go here in a minute because I want to keep it under 30 minutes. But it's fear. And I think a lot of times fear keeps us from moving forward.
Yes.
It keeps us from, being able to make that connection that we need to make. It also keeps us from, when we've made that connection, fear, we sabotage the relationships a great deal. And I hope that we can talk about that sometime on a show, is talk about this, how we tend to do that. And I've done it myself. And so how we tend to do that simply because we're so afraid of getting maybe hurt again.
We're failing.
Yeah.
We're failing.
So, so there's so many elements to the connection of a person, so many of it. So this is what we're going to share on Boy and Girl Thing. We hope to continue to do it. We can figure out the technology. We hope that you will bear with us on that.
And Joanne, we missed you. We wanted you like you don't even know how.
Right, and we're going to have to get Rosalind Sadaka back on.
Yeah, and Amy was awesome.
Amy was awesome. She's absolutely awesome. And so you can catch her rebroadcast of the show. We have a YouTube channel, Going Solo Network, and it's right there, so you can listen to it anytime you want. So please go and listen to that. So we're putting all of our shows up on there on the YouTube station, so you can get them, and we also will post them on our WGSN-DB Going Solo Network.
Even when we're not on, right, like we are right now, you are more than welcome to go to one of our Facebook pages and send in questions. Tell us who you would like to see as a guest. Ask us questions that we could maybe even focus an entire show around.
Right.
I would love it.
We have a Boy and Girl Facebook page.
Yeah.
And if you would be so kind to like it, because we're trying to get it up to 100.
Please like our page.
Yeah, so we're begging you to do that. We really are. And we would very much like to be able to do that.
You don't have to wait for us to see us on Thursday night. You can send in your question, your comment, a criticism, anything at all that you want. You can send it into one of our pages, and we'll be more than happy to address it on one of our next shows.
You can always email me and anytime you want, goingsolonetwork@gmail.com.
The whole thing about what we're doing here, folks, is we want to be interactive. Okay, as much as anything else, we want to be interactive. We want you to come in on with us tonight or during the week, or if you can't make it, you send in your question or your comment or whatever. We will credit you and we'll say so and so has contacted us, and here's what they'd like to know. And that's what we'll be more than happy to do.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a glitch tonight because I'm not seeing anybody being able to get on. So I do apologize for that. So we'll try to get this worked out. I know you'll listen to the rebroadcast. We love you for it. And we're here to help you. That's what the whole thing is about.
That's what it's all about.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I'm CC Schatz.
And having a little fun while we're doing it. And I'm Kit Smith.
and you are listening to the Boy and Girl Thing.
And have a good night, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. We'll catch you later on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. Bye for now.
Good night.